A very good morning to all of you students. Today we are going with the next topic, that is the conservation of momentum. Okay, it is the next topic after Newton's third law of motion. So let's try to understand this topic. So students, what we will do, we will consider two masses m1 and m2. Since m1 is initially moving with initial velocity u1 and m2 is moving with the velocity u2. This is initially, means at the starting they are moving with u1 and u2. After some time, if both are moving, and if what happen, if let's consider, if the velocity of u1 becomes greater than u2, मीन्स दोनों मूव कर रहे हैं, लेकिन अगर u1 की वेलोसिटी u2 से ज़्यादा हो जाए तो क्या होगा, u1 तेज़ी से मूव करेगा एंड इट विल कोलाइड विथ m2. तो ये जो है मतलब मास m1 है, अगर u1 ज़्यादा हो जाएगा तो मास m1 आएगा और m2 से टकरा जाएगा, और ये हो गया इनका कॉलिजन. when u1 is greater than u2, then collision occurs. Okay, now the next thing is that when collision is there, like two things are there, let's consider these are two colors or two bodies. When they collide with each other, then actually this object, means this brown colored object, it is applying force on blue one, and the blue one is applying force on this one, that is brown one. So during collision, both the objects apply equal and opposite force on one another. Okay, that we have studied in Newton third law. So on m2, the m1 is applying force like it is f12, and on means m1 the force is due to the second, okay, object. So we can write it like this, no problem, and the collision will occur. Means during collision it happens that equal and opposite forces are there, that is f21 is equal to f12 and in negative direction. It is during collision. Then after collision, both the objects start moving. Maybe possible that one may come to rest or anything happen. So but we are taking like m1 start moving with velocity v1 and m2 start moving with velocity v2. Okay, now this happens after collision, that is finally. Initial condition is it is before collision, it is after collision, that is finally. Now what happened initially, let's consider that mass m1 is having velocity u1 and mass m2 is having velocity u2. Finally after collision, the mass m1 is having velocity v1 and m2 is having velocity v2. So if for m1 we consider that what is the momentum. So initially its momentum was m1 u1 and the momentum of m2 object is m2 u2, because momentum is the product of mass and velocity. Afterwards finally the momentum of first body is m1 v1 and the momentum of second body is m2 v2. So if for m1 we consider the rate of change of momentum or change in momentum of m1, the change in momentum of m1 will be, because initially it's m1 u1 and finally its momentum was m1 v1, so change in momentum will be final momentum minus initial momentum for m1. So it will be m1 v1 minus m1 u1. And if we consider the rate of change of momentum according to the second law of Newton, then it will be force, because why the momentum changes, it is due to the collision, and due to collision the force is applied on both the objects, that's why the momentum changes. So the change in momentum will be f12 is equals to final momentum minus initial momentum for the mass m1. okay, upon t. Now similarly for the mass m2, the rate of change of momentum will be, or momentum change will be, m2 v2 minus m2 u2. So in this way this will be the equation, and the rate of change of momentum will be f21 is equals to m2 v2 minus m2 u2 upon t. This is for the second object. Okay, so in this way we are getting two equation. Now during collision we know that the force applied by both objects on each other, they are opposite and equal. Okay, that's why we can say that during collision F12 is equals to minus F21 according to Newton's third law. And if we will put the value from equation 1 and equation 2 in that one, then what will we get? We get F12 is equals to m1 v1 minus m1 u1 upon t. It will be equals to m2 v2 minus m2 u2 upon t. We can cancel out one t from the other one. So we will get m1 v1 minus m1 u1 is equals to m2 v2 minus m2 u2. Okay. So okay, one thing we forget, that is here it is negative sign. So this is negative, so it is cancelled out, so it become negative and it become positive. Now what happen if we can we will wait. So what we will do, we will actually take this value this side and bring this value this side. So on doing this we will get m1 v1 plus m2 v2 is equals to m1 u1 plus m2 u2. Simply this is the law of conservation of momentum, or you can simply write this m1 u1 plus, means you can write this LHS is equals to RHS or RHS is equals to LHS, same thing is there. M2 u2 is equals to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. So this is the law of conservation of momentum of an object during collision. Now one thing is there, what we can say from this equation. From this equation we can say that the total momentum of objects of both the bodies, means total momentum before collision, means it is the total momentum before collision, because u1 was velocity before collision, u2 was velocity before collision. So before collision the total momentum, this is total momentum, or we can say initial total momentum before collision will be equals to total momentum, that is final, after collision. So that means the momentum remains conserved. Either the mass remains same, but maybe possible velocity will increase or decrease, okay, for a particular body. So this is the law of conservation of momentum, and you have to remember these formulas.